This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Speed weeks may be over in Florida, but racing is still in full bore. We step aside from the 2.5-mile tri-oval in Daytona and head about 30 minutes west for tonight's race in Volusia County for the inaugural iRacing Late Model Showdown. The half-mile clay oval of Volusia Speedway Park hosts tonight's iRacing special event tour-off with the 850 horsepower, 2,200-pound monsters that we call the Dirt Super Late Models. It's myself, Corey Silva, in the booth tonight, along with my longtime colleague and, as I call, dirt specialist, Brandon Krutz, giving you the calls here tonight on the iRacing Esports Network, presented by Primetime Racing TV. And well, Brandon, I know this is right up your alley. This is exactly what you want to be doing, and we're covering the dirt racing action at Volusia tonight. Man, what are you expecting tonight here on the clay?
Man, you know, Corey, it's Friday night. We're here on the clay, and I'm expecting some really good close racing from some really good competition out here tonight at Volusia, and Florida weather looks pretty good right now.
Yes, it is. It's late. Well, sunset is just on the cusp here. We're going to be going all the way through, turning the lights on here for a feature. We got 40 cars here that are going to be fighting for a 24-car feature event here tonight. Give you a little bit of a breakdown on exactly how it is going to operate. We are, at least in preliminary terms, we're going to have 4 heats of 10 cars each. 2 of each are going to advance to the feature. Then we'll have 2 consolation races, 16 cars each, and well, half of each of those fields, 8 apiece, will advance to the feature and add them on up. That's going to be 24 drivers going for 50 laps here again at Volusia Speedway Park, the iRacing Late Model Showdown. Brandon, this is kind of the starter race in the season. iRacing has a whole lineup of races to emulate important real-world events, Daytona 500 being one. We're going to go to Indy. We're going to go to Bathurst. We already have gone to Bathurst, Sebring, all that. So a very big event to start off the calendar, again, on the dirt here tonight.
Yeah, and what a cool sight it is, starting off kind of that chain of events here on the dirt side of things, kind of where everything starts to begin with, Corey, right here on the clay. And these guys, some of the best of the best on the iRacing service, going to be taking laps around the famous Volusia Speedway Park.
Yep, and currently practice is just about to conclude itself in about 40 seconds, and then we're going to switch over to these guys turning some single car runs for qualifying, and that'll set them up for their appropriate heat races. So again, want to thank everybody for tuning in to the iRacing Esports Network. You probably haven't seen PTR TV too much on the network, but we're proud to be presenting coverage of this race tonight, so hope you do like what you see and enjoy the show here on a Friday night. And well, fastest car thus far in practice is Kendall Tucker with a 16:07. So we'll see how he does fare once this does switch over to qualifying and where he is going to get himself situated. And, well, looks like that is going to be right about now. These guys will turn their final practice laps, and it'll be time trials around this half mile.
And something around regarding time trials, Corey, is it doesn't necessarily, especially with heat racing, it doesn't determine where you're going to be starting in the race. It determines where you're going to be lining up for your heat race. So something other than, say, something like a pill draw, just luck of the draw where you'll be starting, you really want to qualify good. You really want to try to start up front in your heat races. And I think the goal for most people is get lucky on the times further back in the pack and maybe start somewhere up front, whether it be Heat 3 or Heat 4.
Yeah, and that's obviously what matters. So the heats themselves, as you said, they're not going to be taking too many drivers, only 2 apiece. So, only having 20% of the field transfer through, you're going to be seeing a lot of these drivers, Brandon, heading into those consolations. So you do want to have the best position you can for your heat to see if you are able to transfer, because, the pressure of having to make it in the B and C mains is going to be a situation you don't want to be in if you can avoid it.
Yeah, absolutely, that is right, Corey, and you want to have that comfort of running fast in the heats, through time trials, first of all, and then you want to stay clean in the heats and just run it through. You want to be able to transfer immediately into that feature event. That's a huge weight lifted off the shoulders of these drivers if they can get that done.
Yep, and right now we watch the times go in. It's a 16.126 for Thomas Coggins. Top of the board thus far, Chad Carter, Devin Ryan. That's Jason Minette and David Kalb. The top 5 thus far, still waiting on some heavy hitters to turn some laps. We have Zach Leonardi in the field, hasn't turned a lap yet. Let's just see who else is on the racetrack right now. Turn some laps around, seeing where they can be. We're watching the 18, Hayden Carwell on the track. He has yet to turn a lap. Still plenty of time for these guys, and plenty of cars still waiting to turn these laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Still Coggins at the top of the leaderboard right now. These guys trying to get at it, but things looking pretty good. That's a solid lap up there at the top of the leaderboard right now for Coggins, and these guys, they're going to try to go out, they're going to try to compete. So far, nobody's been able to take that spot away from them.
And then, Brandon, just something also to note with maybe people watching who are not as aware of the dirt side of iRacing. Well, we're going to be doing quite a lot of racing here tonight in all these heats, and we know how dynamic the dirt surfaces are and how that does affect the racing and how these cars handle. So what are we going to be dealing with when we get to the feature with all this racing? How different is this speedway going to be for these guys?
I'll tell you, Corey, by the end of the 50-lap feature, this track is going to be rutted up, it's going to be bumpy, it's going to be slicked over. These guys are going to be struggling for grip. It's really going to be a lot of throttle control going on here, and especially with how much horsepower these super late model vehicles do have, it's going to be interesting, and I think it'll provide for some pretty close racing. These guys really going to have to be careful, though.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful. You don't want to get in the slick. You don't want to make a move too much and maybe get into a competitor and take him out. But obviously, it is a possibility here, and you see passing in many different regards here on the dirt tracks. And again, we're still waiting. Again, full field, just about 35 cars here. So it is going to be quite a lot of racing, quite a lot of activity here at Volusia. Just give you a quick analysis of the weather conditions here in Florida here tonight. Oh, don't mind the circle graphic. Apologies in the middle, 0.4 of a mile around Volusia, but you can see 73 degrees in the air, 72 in the track. Pretty negligible wind there. So again, the weather maybe not going to be as much of a factor, Brandon, but we can already see just since the start of practice, the sun is going down on the horizon. Soon the lights are going to be turning on here at Volusia, and it's going to be a true Friday night, short track battle.
Yeah, Friday night under the lights here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Not anything better than this, Corey. Racing season around me is going to be coming up here very soon, and I'm excited to be back at the clay myself. And I'll tell you what, iRacing has made me get through a lot of the off-season so far, the real-life stuff, and just because of how realistic everything actually is.
Yes, that most certainly it is, and I'll tell you, from a broadcaster and a racer, it is a breath of fresh air, I will safely say, to be maybe on a different side of Florida and kind of at a different track. We've obviously been a lot of racing at the road course at Daytona, at the Oval at Daytona, but we're in Florida. We're ready for Volusia. We're ready for some dirt track action, and that's what's going to be going off right now. These guys will just be starting up on the grid in a moment for the first heat of the night. And there they are, so we'll get it going for you. What is going to be the starting order for heat number 1 here tonight? Heat number 1 is going to be Dylan Hauser leading it down. Dylan Fox P2, Kendall Tucker in third, Jordan Casey, Tyler Duchamp, Austin Yarborough, John Fiddler, Jeremy Capron, and Andrew Farnaz, the 9 cars in heat number 1.
9 cars going to be starting off tonight's chain of events here, folks. First time we're going to be going racing here on the night, and well, it should be pretty good. Before we get things rolling, a huge shout out to iRacing for making this service possible. From World of Outlaws, Dirt Car, NASCAR, IMSA, IndyCar, and many more sanctions here, iRacing is bringing you this awesome action here tonight. And if you like what you see, iRacing.com, folks. If you're not subscribed yet, if you're not a member yet, definitely be sure to check them out. And awesome service, probably the most realistic that you'll ever get.
Yeah, all of those statements extremely true, which was why we are so proud to be a part of the network and help cover all the action. And our track map, as I've been pointed out various times, as I knew, not quite accurate. But Brandon, in a way, my track map was a circle, which isn't entirely accurate. But Volusia is not your standard oval configuration. In many ways, it almost is a circle with how the backstretch turn 2 through 3 really is.
Yeah, Corey.
An inadvertent mistake that kind of worked out.
That's not wrong, and it brings up a pretty good topic here, is that at Volusia, you're pretty much turning most of the time. It's very wide street sweeping corners and well, pretty short straightaways. So
yeah, so kind of the penicillin method. It was a mistake that kind of worked out because you know, we'll go with that. We'll save ourselves on that one. But the lights will be out. 2 pace laps are on the docket. 1 has been completed, so pace truck will pull off this time by Brandon. We are going to get heat number 1 underway.
Pace truck going to be making its way into pit lane this time by. These guys heading down the back straightaway now. It's going to be that number 1 machine, Dylan Hauser, going to be bringing these guys to the green flag for the first time tonight. And these guys going to get things underway here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Volusia Speedway Park, we're ready to go. We're underway.
Heat number 1 is underway, and the 1 got the jump right off the bat into corner number 1. The 5 machine, Kendall Tucker, try to go to the inside of the 35. Dylan Fox take P2 right off the bat. He's going to go side by side into 3 with that attempt. Still under file, still side by side. Jordan Casey behind them in 4, trying to figure out where to go.
Battle for second place. Kendall Tucker wants that position bad. Now that is going to end up being the transfer spot into the feature. Kendall Tucker right on the back bumper to that 35 machine now.
And you're going to see the bottom of the track still where you're going to want to be. The top has a lot of work to do before it is slicking in to the point where it's more competitive, but that 5 still going to dig down there, and you got to be careful. He might open the door for the top just to get that momentum on the exit of the corner for the 20. Not happening yet, but something he has to watch out for in his mirror.
Throttle control is going to be key here, Corey, as Kendall Tucker, he's going to fall back a little bit now, maybe going to have company from that 20 machine back there, but throttle control is going to be key as things are starting to get a little bit slick down there at the bottom of the racetrack. These guys really, they want to power off, but they can't. They really got to ease it on.
Yeah, remember, we got 850 horsepower, 2,200 pounds of these beasts here, trying to go around a very small, tight track here at Volusia. So again, throttle control, as you said, is of the essence, but they are starting to spread out a little bit. Our leader has about a 2-car length lead over Dylan Fox, and Fox has about that 3-4 car length lead that he will have over the transfer spot, but he's not looking at the transfer spot, Brandon. He's looking for the win. He is starting to close in on Hauser.
Dylan Fox, he drifted up a little bit too high there off of 2 that last time by, but now off of 4. He's going to maybe try to power off the high side, and well, he lost a little bit of ground right there. Also, he had his eyes set, and now he's starting to fall back.
I'll tell you, he is getting a little bit of bite up there, right on the top of the groove there in 1 and 2. He's going to take it to the top in 3 and 4 as well. Not as advantageous that time for him, but look at him in 1 and 2. This is where he's making it work. He's very nearly to the right rear quarter panel with 3 laps to go.
Just about, but not quite. These guys put on a pretty good show, actually carrying some more speed than I thought they could on the high side this early in the race, and well, that 35 machine Fox, he's making it work right now, and he's actually not falling back as much as I thought either, as he's going to duck it down to the bottom this time by.
This is going to be the white flag lap for heat number 1. He dug it all the way to the bottom of the track, didn't quite work. He's going to go right to the top, where that's where it's been working for him. That's where he's been getting the momentum. I don't think he's going to get enough. He is not going to, unless there's a mistake. Hauser is going to take a safe line into 3, a nice dive on in for Fox. No, nothing doing there, so heat number 1 is going to go to Dylan Hauser.
Heat number 1 to Dylan Hauser. It's going to be Fox and Tucker rounding out your top 3 for heat race number 1 of the night.
All right, and remember the top 2 of them are going to take it into the feature event, but we have 3 more heat races to go, so let's show you where they're going to start for heat number 2 on the night. It's going to be Lewis Hewitt leading this heat with Jacob Fields in second. Tyler Hudson, obviously a big name in the iRacing staff, in P3. We're going to have Cole Newhoffen, I'm going to go with in the 4th spot. Nick Daffern in 5th. David Collip in 6th. Jimmy Mullis, Zach Novak, and Bryson Daffern, the 9 cars in heat number 2.
So, heat race number 2. Looking about ready to go here now as Pace Truck gonna roll off, and these guys are gonna get ready to go green flag racing, and they're gonna be stacked up, doubled up, and they're gonna be getting ready to go here, Corey.
And yep, you can see right here, Brand. We talked about the lights coming on. There they are, off in the scenery. You can see the lights coming on here. So just adding to the flair of the Friday night short track racing. And well, what we saw, Brandon, that was very important for the transfer spot in heat number 1 was that start that the pole sitter got ultimately won him the race, and we saw the quick battle for 2nd and 3rd that fizzled out. So I think this initial start in these quick 10-lap heats is going to be very important for your front row.
I think the biggest thing too, Corey, is that these guys, they're racing close enough together to that if you make any one little mistake, it's going to bring that guy behind you right up to your rear bumper, and really no mistakes can be made.
Yeah, you make that one mistake, you're just going to bring that guy back into it, and is there going to be a 3 wide, or are you going to lose a position perhaps going for one? We do see that one all the time as well, but we're getting ready for the green flag. Pace Truck will momentarily pull off into the Volusia pit road, and again, heat number 2, another 10 laps on the docket here tonight.
They're on the throttle, green flag in the air for heat race number 2 now, and look at the start that your leader got.
He got a good start, but that 23 of Hudson really was going for money there in turn number 1. It kind of backfired on him because now Fields on the outside. He's going to try to wind that up like the other driver was in the first heat, but Lewis Hewitt in the lead. He's going to get lap number 1 without contest.
Battle for the transfer spot now. Fields has the advantage up, running that higher groove. Tyler Hudson going to be right behind him in that 23 machine. Down through quarter number 3 and 4, out of quarter number 4. Fields now maybe going to look for the lead. Nothing doing so far, but he's going to try again.
Yeah, he's going to take a power move to the inside of the 7 of Hewitt. That's going to be for the lead. He's going to clear him into 3. The 7's going to get hit from Hudson and go around.
Oh, he keeps it straight. Nobody else involved. And he's going to keep it going. Unbelievable. But he's going to be far out of that transfer spot now. Now the transfer in the hands of Newhoffen.
Newhoffen has the transfer, and he doesn't really have much of a contest behind it. They're going to be 3 wide for 3rd. Just behind that, Hudson, Kolb, and Daffern. The 30 all the way to the top of the track. You can see the 25 underneath trying to power down in there. Hudson trying to figure out where to go as he lost all that positions after that contact.
Man, oh man, and these guys, They're in quite the bunch back there right now. The 25 machine now going to be looking underneath the 30, and they're going to be side by side, and they've got even more company now.
Yeah, we're bringing right. Who is that? That's the 10 of Jimmy Mullis. And he is in the back of this pack waiting to try to pounce at any opportunity. They're going to nearly be 3 wide again off of 4 as we're coming to 3 to go, and they're 3 wide in 1.
3 wide seems to be the normal here in heat race number 2. These guys going all out now. Tyler Hudson going to be looking underneath. He's going to try to take that position away. Down out of corner number 4. Not quite going to get there.
The 30 has been on the money on the top groove of 1 and 2. Hudson's going to pull a slider. The 30 is going to try to pull a crossover. He can't do it because the 25 is underneath him of Calb, and he's going to try to go down in there again. The 30 nearly makes contact with Hudson, but they are going to be side by side. 30 and 25 off of 4. It's going to be the white flag.
And this racing
isn't.
This racing isn't even for the transfer spot, Corey. These guys are far, far away from that second position. These guys racing just for the positions at this point.
Yeah, right now we're on the white flag. A little over anxious there. That's Jacob Fields. He's out by 1 second over Newhoven. Newhoven in second has a good 2 seconds over Hudson. So Hudson's going to have to work in the consolations, but your winner is going to be Jacob Fields in heat number 2.
Fields, Newhoven, and Hudson round out your top 3 in heat race number 2. Man, and the guys of heat 3 gonna have to follow that one up.
Yeah, that was definitely something to watch, Brandon. We saw a lot more, almost you want to say pack racing, if you will. Guys, just you don't have anywhere to go when everyone's right there, so it kind of makes those positions a lot harder to get and a lot more dangerous to go for, but that was good to watch, and, well, we got another one on our hands right now, heat number 3. Starting order is going to be Thomas Coggins on the front row, along with Blake Cannon on the outside of the front row. Chris McGuire and Chad Carter in row 2. Dan Smolders and Garrett Robinson in row 3. And then rounding out your 9-car field, Ricky Sanders, Scott Schroyer, and John Batista.
So yet another, Corey, I'll tell you, there's a really strong field of cars out here racing tonight, and there's a lot of names to watch out for, and it's going to be interesting come feature time to see who's in and who isn't, because either way, I think there's going to be a couple of names that everybody may expect to be in the feature but aren't.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be 16 guys, or about 11 guys going home, I think, if the math works out, but and another thing to note is this is not the only one of these races this weekend. If a guy has a bad run, our partners at RaceSpot are going to be covering, I think there's 2 of these races tomorrow. RaceSpot will be covering another one on the iRacing Esports Network. So if you like what you see, Volusia racing here in the iRacing Late Model Showdown, you got plenty more racing this weekend to keep up with.
Absolutely, and there's going to be three nights of this, or three days of this racing. There's going to be, as Corey said, 2 tomorrow. There's 1 on Sunday also. So should be some awesome racing all around.
And Brandon, you know my dirt skills. I will let these guys do their thing. I have no business out on this track. I'm just going to sit here and watch them from afar and watch the great racing that we have been seeing. Thomas Coggins on the front row with Blake Cannon. We know how important that front row is. Those are the transfer spots. Everybody else is going to be digging for it. But the pace truck is going to take the hard left, and we're going to wait for Coggins to get on the loud pedal. There he goes early in the box. Green flag racing for heat number 3.
Good start for that 14 machine, now down at a corner number 127. Maybe going to try to look to the inside here, but he's got company as well. Here comes a 3.
That 3 machine, that's Chris McGuire. He's going to try to dig all the way to the bottom of the track. The 27 is going to dig to the bottom because the 14 of Coggins went really high off of 4. He'll hold the lead, but not by much.
Man, I'll tell you, that 3 machine of McGuire, he found some grip there that last time off 4, lifted that left front right off the ground, but he's going to try to be on the hunt there for that transfer spot. Yeah,
that 27, he's trying to dig not to hold on to the transfer spot. He's trying to dig for the lead. He was trying to rock that low groove in 3 and 4. You could hear him just pedaling the throttle, trying not to yaw it out too much, trying to hold the momentum. The 3 nearly to the back bumper. The 27 has to back off.
It's a 3-way battle for the lead right now. Not even focusing on the transfer right now. 14, 27, and the 3 all going for the same position.
Yeah, that 3 is really working that inside groove, washing out the track, trying to keep off of the 27, trying to avoid contact. The 27 going for the lead at the same time. They're 3-way contact!
Oh man, how did he save that car? It's still going for the lead!
He's just that daggum good. That 27 of Blake Cannon got turned there, but when he got turned to the left rear, if anything, Brandon, it helped him turn and hold the low line on the bottom of 1 and 2.
Man, oh man, now he's going down, ducking underneath the 14 machine. Almost a little bit of contact there off of corner number 2. And the 3 machine, he's falling back where the battle for the lead is still going on.
Yes, it is, and you can see the 27. He's been dedicated to the low side of the track in 3 and 4. He's been dedicated to the low side of the track in 1 and 2. Now he's going to push the 14 all the way up. The 14 is going to go test all the loose dirt up there on the top of the track. It worked for him. It didn't work for Cannon. Now Cannon lost a couple car lengths, and as did McGuire.
Blake Cannon to that 27 machine. Now he's falling a little bit back from the lead. Here comes that 3 machine once again, McGuire. And he's got company himself, but he's got his eyes out of that P2 position.
Yeah, McGuire needs to get that P2 if he wants the immediate transfer, so he doesn't have to do the B and C main, but there's going to be 2 laps to go, and it's going to be tough for him, but it'll be a lot easier if these 2 leaders are going at it. But that 3 also has Chad Carter battling him. That's going to be side by side. Well, it was for the moment for that 3rd spot, but we got to watch this battle for the win as we take the white flag lap.
White flag is in the air. Final time around for heat race number 3. Cannon looking for the lead. Right now, Goggins trying to defend down into corner number 3. He's going to try to dive it down in. Not going to get there. Goggins is too strong off 4. He gets the heat win.
Yeah, he tried to dig that bottom of the racetrack, but just not enough momentum down there. That top is already starting to come in. It worked in Goggins' favor, but luckily for the 27, he's going to transfer in either way. And Brandon, we're headed to the 4th and final of the heats before we head to the consies. So let's get you the starting lineup for this, the final of 4 heat races here at Volusia. We're going to be starting with Zach Leonardi on the front row, Hayden Cardwell on the outside of the front row, Randall Carter in 3rd, Devin Ryan in 4th, Jason Minat in 5th, JD Brown in 6th, and then it's 8 drivers in this race. Dustin Hall and Cody Olson will round out the 8 cars in heat number 4.
The iRacing official pace truck rolls off once again. These guys follow it up. 2 really good heat races, Corey, and there's been a lot of action throughout every race so far tonight.
Yeah, the first one was, I mean, in all respect, first one a little bit of a dud, but the action's been really cranking up in each heat, and it's only going to get better. We have the 2 consolations and, of course, the 50-lap feature, and that's the one you want to win. That is the one where the pride and the points are assessed, so I can't wait, but we're not quite there yet, Brandon. We're coming off 4, and it's going to be one more pace lap for to get heat number 4 underway.
You got to give Heat 1 credit, nevertheless, going out there.
Well,
the first one's out.
Compared to what we've been seeing, Heat number 1, I mean...
the first heat out, they were testing the waters and, you know, seeing what the track was going to be like, and everybody else sitting back and watching going, yeah, we could do better than that, and so far, so good. Heat race number 4 on track, getting ready to go. Yes,
it is. It's going to be, as we said, Leonardi and Cardwell are going to be the front row, and then we're going to have Carter and Ryan in row number 2 rather, as we're coming through 3 and 4. Pace truck is just taking that hard left in, and already on the throttle is Leonardi. Green flag in the air. Look at the jump he gets right off the get-go.
Yeah, he got a really good start there, but not to say he doesn't still have company. It's the 18 machine, Cardwell. He's got his eyes set, but he's got company as well from Carter.
Oh, we have contact back there in the field. The 17 had a little bit of contact from the 6 of JD Brown. Everyone does get by nice and safely, but we do have a battle. That is for the 4th spot. That's Minat and Ryan going for it. Minat in the number 26 machine trying to hold off the 17 of Ryan. They'll be door-to-door off of 4. 26 will hold on off the top groove.
Jason Minat kind of trying to make that top groove work right up against that loose stuff. So far, so good, working out for him. Going up ahead now, battle between the 18 and the 22. The 18 trying to rim ride it. That's going to be Randall Carter. And
18 sails it into one, trying to get to the left rear Leonardi and maybe wash him off the track a little bit. Didn't work, but the time he lost on that, about 0.3 of a second. Look at him sail it off into 3. Open the door on the bottom for Carter.
Cardwell rocking a high side. As I say that, he ducks down low now. Gonna be trying to look for that lead. And again, we have a three-way battle.
Three-way battle for the lead with 6 laps to go. They're just kind of, crossover, slide job, 4-2, P2, which is the transfer slot. At the moment, it is Cardwell holding on, but not by much. And, of course, Cardwell just still looking for the lead on Leonardi as well.
Carter wants that transfer position right into the feature. That 22 machine, he's looking right on the back bumper now, riding that low side, and he's going to try something different now, riding that high groove down through corner numbers 1 and 2.
Now, Brandon, on the entry of 3, I want to watch it here. Look at it. It's almost like a little mini whoop section there. It's starting to rut up on the entry of the corner, and that's only going to get worse as the consies in the feature come to us.
That's what I was talking about a little bit earlier in the program. These ruts are going to build up pretty big, and despite not having that much grip already from the slick, you're going to have to worry about those ruts as well, bounce the rear end around.
And that's just going to add to the challenge, but that's what makes these drivers earn their skills, earn their ratings, is they've been proven over the test of time to be able to do this stuff and adapt to the dynamic track conditions that are being thrown at them tonight. But Leonardi has kind of pulled away from the battling for the moment, and the white flag will be in the air for the final heat, and he has the lead, but this is the transfer spot. I don't think the 22 is close enough, but let's see if he's going to take a stab at it.
Going down into quarters 3 and 4, not going to happen. Heat winner, it's going to be going to Leonardi. Cardwell in second, Carter third, Manette in fourth.
Yep, so now we are going to take the 2 drivers, Leonardi and Cardwell, and we're going to take the remainder of the drivers who did not transfer, so set third on back in all the heats. Well, half of them anyways are going to be joining us for, Brandon, I'm not the dirt guy. Is this the C main or the B main?
We have a C main and a B main. And then we're going to be going into a 5-minute warm-up and then the 50-lap feature event. Right now, these guys are going to be lining up for the C main 8 transfer to the feature.
All right, so the C main is on our list right now, and it's going to be Kendall Tucker leading it down. Chris McGuire, Jordan Casey, Chad Carter, John Fiddler, the top 5, and the remainder will scroll by on the screen. We're going to have 13 drivers in this, Brandon, going for, 8 spots.
8 cars going to be transferring to the main event here from the C main, and, well, these guys going to be going after it. This is their last chance to get into the feature event.
Yes, it is, as we've already locked in 8 drivers, and of course we have a 24-car grid, so we need 16 more, so do the math. 8 in each race is what we're going to be doing here tonight, and well, that's going to put the transfer spot right in the middle of the pack, Brandon. We've seen these packs, we've seen all the crazy sliders, the contact in the middle of the field. Well, that's going to be where the transfer spot is, so just amp that up to the next level. That's what I expect to see in these next 2 heats, well, these next 2 consolations. I'm still getting used to this dirt terminology. Leave me alone.
Well, these guys stacked up, doubled up, ready to go racing once again. And I'll tell you, a few heavy hitters in the consolation races. I was saying before, the heavy hitters of the consi that are going to be trying to get their way up into the feature. But lights are out up on top of the iRacing official pace truck one more time around before we go green.
We have John Fiddler, we have Tyler Ducharme. Those are 2 drivers that were in the World Cups, the World Championship Series of dirt. So they are obviously drivers you don't expect to see getting sent home, but they're going to have to make something happen if they are going to make it to the feature here tonight. Brandon, I'll let you take it down here as the pace truck is off at 2 and down the backstretch.
These guys going to be getting ready to go green flag racing for the C main. The iRacing official pace truck is in. These guys are on the throttle. Corey, we're underway once again.
We are, and the 5 machine got the jump right off the bat, and look at this mess behind him.
4 wide down at a corner number 2, and now almost 3 wide up for the lead.
Oh my goodness, what do we watch right now? Cars are absolutely everywhere, but nobody's wrecked yet. That's exactly what we want to see. The lead seems to be the only safe position at the moment for Kendall Tucker, but we're battling for second. We're battling all the way back to the top 10.
I saw 3 wide, 3 rows deep. They're 3 wide once again at a quarter number 4.
I think these guys are confused. We're not at Daytona, so gotta not tone it down a little bit, just make sure we don't wreck, and they're doing a great job of that. We do start to settle out at least in the top 5 right now. Remember, 8th spot is the transfer. Right now, well, Garrett Robertson has it, but someone is dooring him to the inside. That's the 11 machine of Ducharme.
Yeah, coming down out of quarter number 2 now. Transfer spot is heating up now, currently held by the 11,
nope,
but there's a slider.
Yarborough.
Contact from the 31 machine.
Yeah, that 31 machine sent it on in there. That's Garrett Robinson, but Austin Yarborough is the one that has the transfer at the moment. But again, Ducharme with the power move to the inside. It's getting slick and slow down there, but Ducharme trying to dig. The momentum on the outside carries over. Contact into 1.
A little bit of contact. These guys really trying to fight for this transfer spot. This is the last chance to get into the heat. The 11 now sails it off for the 8th position.
Yes, he does, but that 33 is not going to roll over and play dead. Well, he may have to not unintentionally. What's that happen up front? The 3 of McGuire is slow.
Wow, that's something that we didn't expect to see. So now things got a little bit more interesting.
Trying to see what happened to the 3 while we can, and looks like off of 4, some major contact really sent him into the outside wall on the front stretch. I wonder if he has some suspension damage from that.
That would not surprise me one bit. So now on the bubble in that 33 machine, that's Yarborough.
And he's pretty safe in it for the moment, but he does have Ricky Sanders a half second thrill, 0.3 of a second back. So he's going to have to hold that 15 behind him, and he has come to 6 more laps to do it. Just as reference, folks, up front, Kendall Tucker, up by over a second over Jordan Casey, John Figler in 3rd, Jeremy Capron, and Chad Carter, your top 5. And all these guys are good. We just want to keep our eyes on that transfer spot in case it heats up, and I think it's going to. That 15's digging. 5 laps to go now in the C main. And yeah, things are starting to heat up here. The 15 machine, Sanders, that's Ricky Sanders. He's going to try to find a way around, and he's falling back a little bit now, going to try to get that run off. He's digging on that outside. He ran just a little bit higher, was able to get in the throttle just a little bit earlier, a little bit longer. 33 into the inside wall. 33 into the inside wall, slows him up. The 15 has to back off to avoid spinning both of them out. Actually hurt him more than it hurt the 33.
He's going to try again, living life on the edge right now. Now he's going to go up to the high side and see if he can make ground up there.
And I think that's the move that he needs to make. That's what's going to work for him. He's going to be side by side. He was climbing the rut there, nearly into the fence. The 33 sails it on in. The 15 with the crossover, side by side, coming to 2 to go.
2 laps to go. Here's the transfer position now. The 15 on the low side, 33 up high. Right now it's to the 15, and now 33. He's gonna try to strike back.
Coming to the white flag lap. The top positions are nothing really to worry about right now. This is what we're going for the transfer. The 33 got the position off of 4, pulled away, but I think the 15 is in send it rage. He's going to have to if he's going to want to make it. He's going to dive it on in there into 3. 33 has the advantage of the top. The 15 can't hold it down there. It's going to be Yarborough transferring.
Austin Yarborough putting on a show, getting that transfer into the feature event. Unbelievable.
Folks, that's just to get into the feature race. We haven't even gotten to the main action, but look at what these guys are doing for it. This means a lot to them.
Incredible.
So now, the final preliminary event, the B main, here tonight on PTR TV on the Esports Network. We'll give you the rundown for this, and it's going to be Tyler Hudson leading it down, Randall Carter, Nick Dafford, Jason Minat, Jimmy Mullis, Devin Ryan, Zach Novak, JD Brown, David Kalp, and top 10 is Dustin Hall. The remainder will scroll by on the screen, and Well, Brandon, as we talked about with the dirt, the dynamics of the surface are really starting to come in play. We saw how ruddy, is that a word? Ruddy?
I don't know, just go with it.
All right, we'll go with it. We've seen how ruddy turn 3 is getting, and it really started to throw those guys off, and that transfer battle only going to get worse as the race goes on.
Yeah, unbelievable racing so far, might I just add. I am not one bit disappointed right now at the Volusia Speedway Park, and what a great racetrack with a bunch of great racers. I was speechless at the end of that last race.
Yeah, I had to catch my breath after that, and it is on my list. I will look up and confirm if ruddy is actually a word. It is going to bother me, but fans, you could help me figure out. But anyways, we're coming to 1 to go in this, and again, Hudson, remember, he had that contact in his heat, ended up sending somebody around, and he ended up getting out of the transfer position and anywhere near it. So he's going to be in a good position at least to transfer in this, but again, anything can happen, especially with how this racing has gone thus far.
Yeah, absolutely, and well, I think right now, Tyler Hudson, he's got his eyes set on just walking away with this. Hopefully, he needs a good restart, and he needs everybody else to play nice. Tyler Hudson going to be leading these guys to the green flag. Pace truck is in. They're on the throttle. We're underway once again.
Yeah, Hudson with the jump, as everyone has been getting. That'll send him off into turn 1 without any kind of issue. But here's the wad. Here is the absolute jungle. Second on back.
Man, oh man, 2, 3, 4 wide behind these guys, down out of quarter number 4 this time around.
Yeah, into 1 and 2 we come, and looks like Hudson has the advantage by a little bit, but behind that, third on back, even fourth on back rather, starts with Devin Ryan and Nick Daffer in 17 and the 30. A little bit of contact there. The 10 on the bottom. The 10 on the bottom. That's Jimmy Mullis. That's for the 5th spot. We're going to the transfer spot. That's right now. It's the 6 on the outside. But look at the gaggle for that transfer.
Yeah, the transfer position I can't say it's been heated up because it's already hot.
Off of 4. They almost 4 wide. Look at this. 3 by 3 at a dirt track.
3
Contact.
by
We're spun
3.
around.
Oh, they keep it straight for the most part.
That's Bryson Daffer, and he's going to take it behind the wall after some contact, but back to the action. Again, the transfer spot right now is the 25 David Kolb, rather. He's trying to hang on, but that underneath him, that's J.D. Brown, and up top of him is Nick Daffern.
Things really heated up now. That 8th position, 3 wide for the transfer spot out of 4.
30 is going to get the right rear into the fence. The 25 is going to dig right down there. The 6 is running right against that inside wall, digging it down there nice and smooth, and 30 is going to lose a spot. 6 is going to dig right down to the inside wall. 30 is really trying to push that cushion up all the way up there, trying to get it all the way up to the wall. Didn't work for him, but kind of singles out for the moment. And look at there, 3 wide for 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, oh man, these guys racing all through the field right now, and right now it's Brown on the bubble for that transfer position, but he's worried about what's up ahead of him. These guys really going at it.
Yes, they are. And again, up front, Hudson up by 3/4 of a second over Carter, and then we have Jason Mina and Jimmy Balls, and then this is what we're watching. It's actually 5th on back right now. That 29 machine of Zach Novak looking to the inside of Ryan, who's looking to the inside of Mullis at the same time.
These guys going at it now. Going to be 2 by 2 down alpha quarter number 4. The 25 machine down low. Zach Novak going to be up high. That 29 machine now going to be 3 wide once again.
That 17 of Ryan was kind of a traffic break there for the row behind him. The 29 and the 25 really kind of slowed him up just a little bit. You saw right behind them. That was the 6 of J.D. Brown dead sideways. Brown into the wall.
Contact between the 10 and the 17. 17's going to prevail out of that one.
Yep, so this battle's still going on, and as we're coming to 4 laps to go, let's kind of assess where the transfer is right now. It's Lewis Hewitt in the 7 machine, but he doesn't have much buffer because that's John Batista right behind him, looking to the inside. John Batista trying to make something happen here. Nick Daffer in a fast car that got shuffled back right behind this as well.
JB John Batista gonna try to make something happen to that number 19 machine. He wants into the feature also. He's gonna try to make something happen to that 7 machine. He's gotta do it now.
Slow car up top there off of 2. They get by him just fine.
Well, I guess that was easier done than said to get into the transfer position for John Batista. Maybe not. I don't think that was for position, Corey.
No, that was just a slower car. It was kind of a tight situation, but they all get by just fine. It is still going to be Hewitt for the moment, going for the transfer. They're 3 wide ahead of him. We'll see if anything happens. Can Batista make a power move? I don't know. He is far back, but if something happens in front of him, that's going to change the situation. Here they come. Hudson takes the win without any kind of contestment. But here they come through 3 and 4. To the bottom of the track is Hewitt. And he will be the 8th and final transfer into the feature.
And they were beating and banging to the line for that 7th position there also. Man, oh man.
Yeah, there was not enough cameras for all that we had to watch there. That was absolutely incredible racing. And now we're going to get to unwind for a little bit. And those who are transferring into the feature are going to have 5 minutes to just shake down, kind of assess where they're going to be, because remember, some drivers haven't been out since Heat 1, and well, let's just say the sun was out and this track was a lot tackier back then.
Yeah, so these guys gotta shake their cars down, maybe adjust their setups a little bit, and see what they can do under the lights. Ladies and gentlemen, Friday night under the lights, nowhere better.
Yeah, I've absolutely had a blast calling this, and we haven't even gotten to into the finale where it's going to heat up even more, and we will have a slight variant, Brandon. Remember, in the feature we will have cautions on, but the racing we have seen, in all honesty, I don't think, based on what we've seen in the heats and the contests, that we're going to even have that many cautions. These guys have been racing absolutely intense as all heck. We couldn't believe, but there really hasn't been many wrecks tonight, luckily.
No, there's been equipment, a lot of equipment that's been salvaged so far, a lot of beating and banging and 4 and sometimes even 5 wide here on the dirt, but these guys have been keeping it clean and green so far. We made it through 4 heat races and 2 consolation races that, well, these guys, granted some really good racing action, have made it through.
Yeah, they've done just that, and we've seen as every session progresses, the top of the track just begins to move up even more. We saw in the first heat, you can only maybe go up a second groove. Now we're about 3-4 lanes up, and we really haven't seen the bottom begin to prevail as much, Brandon. They can kind of make it work in 1 and 2, I've noticed, but in 3 and 4, you really need to be up there right on the edge of the loose stuff, because that's where the momentum is. Drivers on the bottom just cannot hold any kind of momentum there against the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. If seems like you either want to be right up against that inside wall or right up on the cushion. There's not much of an in-between right now, because it's so worn out and so slick there through the middle, and you also have to accommodate for some of the ruts that are through there.
Yeah, that top of the track, especially in 3, seems to be the roughest point on the track. You can see the 29 there, and 29 trying to dust off the loose stuff there. That's Novak just trying to make as much racing room as he can. And see, 1 and 2, it's harder just because of the geometry of the track alone. 1 and 2 is a lot harder to really push it all the way up there. But you can see 3 and 4, just again, it's just the way the track's set up here at Volusia. It's not quite the circle that my graphics would entail it to be, but it is hard. You can't really Eldora this place, Brandon, because in Eldora, a nice perfect oval, you can really just run and kind of almost pound the wall the whole way around. You just can't really do that just the way this track is.
No, and it's really hard to be consistent here also, Corey, is exactly what you just said. It's not the perfect oval. It is a little bit of an odd shape oval, and these guys, they have to adjust lap after lap.
Yep, as the track is changing and as you're trying to make moves, and of course everyone's human, everyone is going to make mistakes, so you might expect one thing to happen one lap. You might think you hit your line, you hit a rut or something on those lines, you get slid a little bit wide, and all of a sudden your lap is completely off as you're just trying to salvage your car and trying to not lose too many spots as well as not wreck the thing. So a lot of things to watch, and again, it's going to be a 24 car feature with 50 laps on the board. Cautions will be in play, and we've started a little bit earlier. We had 4 heats, 2 cars in each transfer. That was all the way in kind of the late afternoon, early sunset. Now we are under the lights. Now we have a very wore-out Volusia Speedway, and again, if you've missed the racing earlier on, you don't want to miss what we're about to show you in about 45 seconds.
Absolutely. These guys, I'm sure, also ready to go. 50 laps going to be your main event.
Yep, 50 laps here tonight. Again, PTR TV here on the iRacing Esports Network, presenting coverage of the first running of the Late Model Showdown, the first running overall, and also the first running of the week. So more of it to come on the Esports Network later in the weekend, so be sure to stay tuned for that if you do like what you see. But enough waffling aside, the practice session has come to a close, and these guys will get themselves situated, buckled into their cars, and ready on the grid, getting ready for the final event of the night. The A main is here, folks. Get ready. Here is your starting lineup. On the pole here tonight in the feature event here is going to be your number 1 machine of Dylan Hauser. Jacob Fields is going to be on the outside of the front row. In P3 is going to be Thomas Coggins, Zach Leonardi in 4th, Dylan Fox in 5th, Cole Newhoffen in 6th. In position number 7, Blake Cannon, Hayden Cardwell in 8th, Kendall Tucker in 9th, and Jordan Casey, your top 10. John Fiddler in 11th, Chad Carter in 12th, Jeremy Capron in 13th, Tyler Ducharme in 14th, Dan Smolders in 15th, and Austin Yarborough in the 16th spot. Rounding out your top 20 is Tyler Hudson, a big ticket driver all the way back there, as he had to get through in the consies. We have Randall Carter in 18th, Jason Minat in 19th, and Jimmy Molson 20th. And then rounding out your field, Brandon Zach Novak, Caleb Kolb, Devin Ryan, and Lewis Hewitt, 24th spot.
24 cars rolling off the grid to go racing here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to get going.
We are more than ready, and we hope you are. Again, pick your drivers. You know where they're going to be starting. Start putting your picks in. You've seen everybody race in the various heats tonight. You've seen what everybody is capable of doing. Now it's the best of the best, the fastest of the fast, and they're going to be starting right where they approximately finished in their races. So you know you're going to have to watch out for that one, but that one hasn't been on the track in a very long time, Brandon. He had that little bit of warm-up, but is that enough to adjust to how much has changed since the beginning of the heats?
Well, a lot has changed since the beginning of the heats. You got a run-it-up racetrack, a slick racetrack. These guys, they have to be on the edge of their seats here. They really have to have a lot of throttle control in order to get this thing to hook up.
That's what is going to have to happen, and going to have to calm the nerves down. Obviously, you've raced all the way to this point. This is where it matters, and everyone has the nerves, the butterflies in the stomach, but you got to put them away, and you got to get buckled up tight and ready for a green flag, which, well, it's about to be in just a moment. The iRacing Esports Network of PTR TV, the iRacing Late Model Showdown at Volusia. The feature is under green.
50 laps of racing action. Here we go, down into quarter number 1 so far. Dylan Hauser leading the field, but he's got company underneath him. It's going to be a battle for the lead as caution flag is on the speedway already.
Looks like Dylan Fox is around in 2, and we knew there was going to be a lot on that initial start. We've seen all night, the stack-ups in the back end of the field, so yeah, it looks like the 22 and the 35, they were in close quarters, and just a nice slow spin for Fox. He should be able to carry on just fine, but at a loss of extensive track position.
Absolutely. So we're going to rack them and stack them once again and get these guys lined up to go green flag racing once again in just a couple of laps here.
And I'm not 100% on this, Brandon, but we know we've seen this a lot more common on the dirt side in recent iterations on iRacing, where typically if we do have 3 cautions, a lot of times we will switch to the single file starts, so that is going to be something to watch for. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. We'd love to see this thing play out, but something we will have to watch for if the calamity does continue.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we don't want to see here, Corey. We don't want a rocky start to this event. We really want to see these guys be able to spread out at least a little bit, and you know, so that way we could get some green flag laps in. 50 laps. That's a lot of time here on the dirt side.
Yes, it is. A lot of things can happen, both to your car, both at the track, and you still have time to make those moves and be patient. But you know, there's a lot going on. A lot of hype behind this event. You want to get up there as fast as you can, because while 50 laps is a lot of time, on the stopwatch, Brandon, it's only about 10-15 minutes of action, so you really can't take too much patience, but at the same time, you got to keep that car in one piece. That's the fine balance these drivers all have under their agendas here tonight. But get them going, Brandon. We're about to get set.
Hauser's gonna be back on the throttle once again, ladies and gentlemen. Underway, green flag once again down in a corner, number 1, the 9 car. He's gonna try to go for the lead, nothing doing there. Hauser's gonna hold it off.
And there were 3, they're almost 4 wide heading into 3. The 27 on the bottom, that's Cannon. 14 of Coggins, and I think Newhoffen was all the way at the top of the track. They survived that 3 wide. They're still 2 by 2 pretty much through this entire field, and we do have some carnage in the back of the field.
So far, clean and green, even still, but watch out, 3 wide, the 5, the 14, and the 27. Oh, man. These guys are still holding it 3 wide up here now. 27 backs off. Someone made contact with the inside wall, almost went flying. He manages to hold it together.
They were 3 wide, they were 4 wide, they're still probably 3 wide. Actually, it does look like they are at the latter end of the top 10, but just as reference up front, Hauser still holding the lead by about 2/10 over Jacob Fields. Fields is running a little bit higher line. Leonardi tried running a higher line, but a little too high of a line, cost him a ton of time. Lap 8 coming to lap number 9 here at Volusia.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we had a battle for the lead coming up very shortly. Is the 1 car, he slips up a little bit now, right on the back bumper to that 9 machine. He's
going to look to the outside of the racetrack, got the sparks kicked up with the outside wall, but didn't cost him any time. He still has momentum. He's going to pull right to the back bumper. That's Fields on the back of Hauser. He's going to pull right in line. Hauser's going to go to the inside of the track, as long with Fields in 1 and 2.
Yeah, he lost a little bit of ground there. Now going to see what he can do down through quarter numbers 3 and 4. Seems to be a strong suit. Is right out of quarter 4 as he's got company down from behind.
Yeah, there's company all over this racetrack right now, so it's just really a matter of just not making a mistake and not getting caught up with what's in front of you, because you have to watch what's behind you. What's behind you if you're Jacob Fields right now? That's Zach Leonardi in the 2.
What's behind him? That's a battle too. Still 2 and 3 wide behind of these guys.
Don't count anybody out. We have Blake Cannon, Kendall Tucker, Thomas Coggins. They're 2-3 wide, though. They're 2 wide at the moment. And then
battle for the lead, Corey.
Yeah, what's going on for the lead right now? Nearly 3 wide. The 9 got all the way to the top of the 1, and now Leonardi's trying to figure out where to go. He's trying to push the 9. Well, we're not at Daytona, but it almost worked. Leonardi trying to get by as well, but the 9 is not having as much luck. That 1's really digging on the bottom.
Fields on the top, Hauser on the bottom. Going to be side by side for the race lead. Right now, looks like the advantage goes to that 9 machine. He's going to try to take it now. He clears.
Yeah, so what is that 1 going to do? He can't go to the top. Leonardi has the spot filled in. He's going to force himself in line there in P2. A little bit of wall contact, but now the 1's going to have to reset, Brandon. He knows that 9's been working the top a little bit. He's been committed to the bottom, but he can't do anything because he's going to have to fend off that 2 machine.
Top 3 trying to settle in now. They're in their own battle as they brought the rest of the field with them now with all that racing action, and they got company from behind.
Yeah, Leonardi has begun to have a little bit of company as the 2-3 wide racing has begun to fizzle out. These guys getting single file, showing what they're made of. So Blake Cannon, he is a fast driver. We'll pull up just on the screen for the folks at home. We'll show you.
Caution flag on the speedway once again.
Well, scratch that graphic. We were going to show who's the fastest in the top 10, but that has been slightly nullified. Trying to see if we have any cause of the caution, any evident
The 29 machine of Zach Novak took a loop around, and looks like he's going to easily be able to continue on. It was just enough contact with that 22 machine to bring out the caution flag, and well, Zach Novak, not even a 360, he did a 180. He's going to spin it back around and keep going.
Yeah, I mean, that's as harmless as it gets, but still the flagman did decide to throw the yellow out, get everybody bunched up, but we did have that was about a 13 or so lap run, Brandon, so actually, yeah, about 13, I believe it was. So we did really start to see who has what, and I'll tell you that 27, once he was able to kind of clear the hornet's nest there, he was starting to make some ground up on these leaders.
Yeah, absolutely. A few guys were starting to make ground up on these leaders, but right now the field in the hands of Jacob Fields, and I'll tell you, a lot of these guys, even further back in the pack, Corey, they're showing a lot of speed.
Yes, they are, and I do want to note, remember Tyler Hudson, he started back, I think it was 19th position. He has, actually 17th, he has gotten himself into the top 10, so some progress by the 23, but still a lot of work to do in what is probably going to be about 28 laps once we get green flag racing. But Brandon, I do want to bring out as note that one, remember he was really quick in the beginning, but he seemed very dedicated to the bottom, and that's what cost him the lead, that 9 of Jacob Fields. So we're going to have to really watch that one. He's on the outside. He's really going to have to adjust and be a little more dynamic and try to get that outside groove working better.
Yeah, every once in a while, if you've been running the same line all night, it can be a little bit sketchy trying something new, but he's going to have to do it right here and see what that high side is made of. Pace truck going to be pulling in this time around the field in the hands of Jacob Fields. Here, now they're on the throttle once again. Green flag is back in the air.
3 wide for second, right off the cusp there into corner number 1. Leonardi's going to slide right in front of the one.
Oh, man.
Leonardi had second for a brief moment. The slide job didn't work. Leonardi now on the top of a 3 wide through 2. Well, through 3 and 4, rather.
Almost a 4 wide situation there is the one car trying to hold that second position. Now a little bit of contact for the third position.
And watch out, because that one, he lost the lead, but he's ready to go right back forward. He sails it to the inside, door to door with the 9 of Fields in 3 and 4, but Fields is going to rock that high side, keep the momentum rolling. He's going to hang on for now, but they're side by side. Cannon.
Oh, almost a little bit of contact there between the leaders.
Yeah, Cannon, remember, he has been moving up. He is a fast driver. He's trying to get third away from Leonardi, but watch out, Kendall Tucker. Where did he come from? And Hayden Cardwell right behind this as well.
Man, oh man, right now they're going to be side by side for the lead once again. And Hauser just trying to hold it up there, but now he's going to have company. This is the 2 machine. Leonardi going to fight back once again.
Leonardi has closed back in, top 3 under a blanket here, as the Fields will still hold the lead, but you can see the 1 just digging just a little bit lower. That's just what he's been doing all night, whether it's been advantageous or not. He's really been trying to stay lower on the track, and look at that 9 sideways, slight
contact, almost 3 wide for the lead.
The 1 checked up, rightfully so, to give the 9 the opportunity to save it, but Leonardi took that as an opportunity to gain some time. He's going to dig to the inside of the 1, and that's going to give the 9 a chance to scoot away just by an inch or 2.
Maybe, just maybe, an inch or 2 is really all it was. That's about the time that he gains, Corey. He's still going to have company from the guys behind him. His caution flag is on the track once again.
Caution on the track, and we're trying to find a car in trouble right now. It may be Jordan Casey in the 20.
The 16 machine looks like, or not the 6, yeah, the 16 machine looks like he got turned around there by the 7 car. Actually, they were trying to avoid the 20 machine, who was stopped up on the high side down the front stretch. He took a good head-on hit to that wall.
I was trusting you, Brett. I told you it was the 20. Yeah,
Jordan Casey almost went upside down off those inside tires, spun it around.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Took a hit to the outside wall. And
if it's any reaction, we just saw that replay on camera, and do we want to go on board with that 20 machine? I'm not sure if we...
I don't know.
Well, we are, because we already are.
Is the camera broken? I don't... After that hit, who knows?
That is called a tire barrier, and that is called that is just called a whole bunch of ouch, and well, Casey will finish shotgun on the field, but we're getting ready and around for what will be another restart. And Brandon, who is in the top 5 right now? That number 23, Tyler Hudson.
Tyler Hudson somehow found his way through the chaos that is mid-pack, and he's up there in the top 5, and now is Kendall Tucker, Zach Leonardi, Dylan Hauser, and Jacob Fields are all of your top 5 right now, and Fields going to be leading these guys back to the green flag once again, but that's not going to be easy for anybody to pull off the win tonight, Corey.
No, it is not. That 9 is definitely fast. That 1, if he can kind of get in his rhythm, in his groove, that 1 is also mighty fast. We know Leonardi has been trying, just hasn't been able to succeed, and that 27, O'Cannon, through just a whole bunch of stuff. He's all the way back in 10th now, but Pace Truck is pulling in early on the loud pedal. All your leaders, green flag in the air, and the 1 got a pretty good jump to the outside, and Leonardi got a good jump to the inside. 3 wide for the lead off of 2.
Oh man, 20 laps to go. These guys are going all out now. 3 wide for the lead. Now looking down up on the high side, it looks like it's going to be Hauser being able to sneak through. Battle for the lead, still side by side contact at corner number 1.
Contact for the lead, contact for second, contact for 5th.
Oh,
Leonardi
man.
sideways in front of the field. Everyone's going to recover. That was a really tough call there for Leonardi. He's going to lose about 3 spots, but luckily he still has a vehicle. And look at the gaggle behind him.
The gaggle indeed still going to be side by side for the lead also, and heading down into corner number 3. Oh man.
Yeah, that's the 1 machine of Hauser to the inside. He's trying to get that lead back from Fields, and the caution will woe us down one more time. See, there's about 3 drivers that look to be slow off at 4, so we'll come to the interpretation. Something happened over there.
The 16 got air. Oh my god! Upside down barrel rolling went the 16, also the 22.
Yeah, the 22 Randall Carter.
Look at the 16, Corey.
Yeah, they were in the middle of 5 wide off of 2 momentarily. And then the yeah, and then the 16, get your air sick bag ready. But he did land it on all 4s, and I don't know how it's driving, but he's still going.
I give him a 9 out of 10 for that landing.
And I'll be, you know what? I'll be nice. We'll give it a 9 as well, and especially because he's still driving. So, but again, they were 4, 5 wide. I don't know, Brandon, how they've even maintained running 3, 4 wide this long. I mean, we've had our share of wrecks. Don't get me wrong. But how they've been doing this...
not as many as it could have been. These guys were running 3 wide like it was nothing. Nevertheless, 4 wide. It took 5 wide to create an accident.
Yeah, we are a half hour west of Daytona, but some of these guys would have a hard time buying that. So, again, we're getting ready here. It's 15 laps to go. Lights are still on, so it should be 13 laps to go, and 13 laps to go, 16-second laps. You can just imagine that is not a lot of time, and hopefully we're done with the yellow flags for the night, but I wouldn't put it past it with the racing we've had tonight. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, incredible doesn't even begin to describe this. Corey, we're going to be coming to the end of this race here sooner than we think. These guys are going to be getting up and going here for the race win.
Yes, they are, and that 9, he took the lead about halfway, and he's been able to hold on ever since. The 1 has been trying to get it back. Failed opportunities. He's going to have to try to pounce on this restart if he can. Pace Truck is going to pull it in. Green flag in the air on the loud pedal. The 1 didn't get the jump he wanted up top. 9 got the restart he needed. 18 to the inside of Carwell.
Caution on the speedway once again.
Zach
the 17
Novak around. The 26 around.
The 17 went up and over, barrel rolling. That is the 3rd car to go over tonight.
That's Devin Ryan. You can see he made contact with the 7. And that is Grip TV Nation upside down off of turn number 2. But again, keeps it on all 4. Keeps it going. I'll give that one an 8.7. Wasn't as impressive, but he does keep it on all 4s.
Man, oh man.
Okay, 8.8. I'll be nice.
Yeah, be nice, Corey. Come on.
So again, the laps are ticking off here, so I'd have to take a stab that will probably go green with about 9 to go, maybe 8. And that last restart, Brandon, we haven't talked at all in the feature about Hayden Cardwell. He started back in 8th and kind of been up and down ever since, but he had an advantage. He had an opportunity. He was at the bottom of a 3 wide there off a 2. Lord knows where it would have went in turn 3 if that caution didn't come out, but another driver we have to watch out for.
Yeah, he's going to be restarting in the 3rd position here on the low side of the racetrack, so he's going to be one to watch out for come green flag.
Yes, it is, and that is lights out on the pace truck, so this race coming to a conclusion very, very quickly here. 10 to go, and it's going to be 9 to go once we get him down. That 9 has been getting the restarts, he's been getting the jumps, but he's still going to have to hang on for 9 laps and hold on a whole vicious pack full of drivers ready to take that win away. Brandon, get him going.
Jacob Fields going to be leading these guys to the green once again. The outside is Hauser. These guys are on the throttle and they're stacking up, wrecking, big time wreck.
And that is the caution flag again. This may be the final one, Brandon. I'm not positive. As we are running out of laps, but let's take a stab at what happened here.
Stack up onto that restart.
Yeah, the 21 into Leonardi, and then that was Hudson that got into the 24. Then it's all heck broke loose there on that restart. But one thing I want to watch, Brandon, I want to go back. We saw the wreck happen. I want to go watch that restart up front, because I'll tell you, that was going to be a big shakeup there. That 18 of Cardwell got a big jump to the inside, and he backed off because of that wreck that he saw in his mirror. But he had another 3 wide lined up off of 2, and he had to back off out of it.
For sure, Corey, and he had to back off, but this restart...
Are we red flagged here off of 2? Waiting for the pace truck, or
we were momentarily
the leaders
red flagged,
were temporarily red flagged, but everyone had to wait up for the pace truck appropriately. But seems as though we've all gotten into our places, and again, it probably is going to shake down, Brandon, to about a 5-lap dash, and we may get a quick green-white checker if something happens quickly. But there's not going to be a lot of laps left, so I'm pretty sure this win is, in all respect, probably going to come out of the top 5. I mean, unless absolute chaos happens, which, again, I don't think we could put that past anything tonight. But we always do it on this channel. Well, I guess we do it on our channel, but we're doing it on this channel tonight. Take a pick.
Well, I'm going to go with Fields and that 9 machine.
And, well, this is an interesting dynamic. That 1 was scored as the leader. I didn't even catch that.
Hauser's going to be bringing these guys to the green flag, and this time by as these guys get ready to go green.
Oh, it's next time by, Brandon. That was your time to be a little over anxious.
Well, I got excited too. It happens.
But
happens
yeah, so remember, the 9 was leading him down for 5-6 restarts in a row, leading the last 20-30 laps of this race. But the 1 got scored as the leader there. So now, can that 9 get back by? Well, Brandon says yes. I'm going to say no. I'm giving it to the 1. You got all the fans take your picks as well. We're going to find out together in about 5.5 laps here at Volusia. See who's going to take home the ultimate race win here tonight. Brandon, get him going once again.
What we believe will be the final time for tonight. These guys on the throttle. Green flag is in the air.
And the 1 got the jump he needs. Is going to put Cardwell into second. Now Cardwell is going to be going for the money here, and he's going to have a minimal interruption because that 9 is caught up, and they've fallen back quite a bit. 3rd on back. Here we come to 4 to go.
Caution.
Look at the 3 wide.
Is out.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be the race. The 8 of Chad Carter upside down in turn number 3. Pretty sure that's going to be the race. It's kind of hard to tell. So much going on here off of the corners. Trying to see what did happen. A little bit late there to the action. That was, I think that was the 27. That was upside down, backwards there off the corner. But There's a chance, Brandon, we're going to get a one-lap shootout. There's a chance.
There is a chance.
So what you're saying?
No, I don't think that there's a chance.
You don't? Nope. There's not a chance.
There's no chance.
There's no chance. If the lights go out this time by, come on, fill me in. You're supposed to say there's a chance.
There's a chance.
How long have we been doing this and we don't know how to finish each other's sentences yet?
There's a chance.
All right, so that is what we're looking for. If the lights go out on that pace truck, it is going to be a one-lap shootout. If it doesn't, then we will just frolic along at 35 miles an hour and finish this race out. And the survey says one-lap shootout.
I'm scared.
I don't have a seatbelt on this in my seat now. I wish I did, and I think everybody in this field they're buckling these belts tight one more time. It's going to be a half-mile dash to settle the iRacing Late Model Showdown at Volusia. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be the 1 of Hauser? Is it going to be the 18 of Cardwell? Is it going to be Fields, Capron, or anybody else? We're going to find out in half of a mile of action. Pace trucks in, green flag of the air for one lap.
Going down into quarter number 1, contact between the 1 and the 18. That sends him off the track. Here comes the 9 of Fields. Right on his back bumper now. Going to be 3 wide for that second position. Down out of quarter number 4. Dylan Hauser sails it off. He's going to get the win of Volusia.
3 wide it was for second, but Hauser was able to pull away and take home the win in a very, very thrilling and very chaotic race here at Volusia, but exciting finish, one-lap shootout, and the number 1 on the one-lap shootout puts it in P1 here tonight. Amazing show.
Unbelievable. I'm speechless. That was awesome racing all night, and at the end of the night, Dylan Hauser, that one machine, comes home with the victory.
Yeah, just going quickly back and watching some of that last restart. You saw them go 3 wide for second into turn 3, and that just nullified any chance anybody had at taking a 3 wide stab or any kind of stab at the 1. He just had to run a nice, safe corner number 3 and 4, which is what he did. And obviously did it successfully. So let's just go in and give you the final rundown of the results here tonight from the Volusia Speedway Park. Taking home the victory here tonight after the 50-lap feature was Dylan Hauser leading 21 laps. Kendall Tucker with a second. Jacob Fields led the most, 29, but he'll have to settle for the 3rd place finish. Aiden Cardwell in 4th, Blake Cannon in 5th, Zach Leonardi in 6th, and Jeremy Capron in 7th. Dylan Fox, Jason Minat, and David Kolb rounding out your top 10 in the feature. Then we have Tyler Hudson in 11th, Randall Carter in 12th, Tyler Ducharme in 13th, Dan Smolders in 14th, Cole Newhoffen in 15th, and the remaining of the results will flash by on your screen. So Brandon, it was our first broadcast here on the iRacing Esports Network, and I don't think we could have asked for much more. We saw intense battles in the heats, we saw intense battles in the transfer spots, we saw a hectic consolation in the C main and the B main, and it came down to a thriller in the feature with the one-lap shootout.
Yeah, I'm still speechless about that final lap and everything. There were 3, almost 4 wide off of 4 for that second position. It was awesome racing all night between the heat races, the consolation races, and the transfer positions and for the wins, and it all came down to this. It was awesome. It was the definition of dirt racing, and we saw it here live on the iRacing Esports Network.
Yes, we did. We saw the iRacing Late Model Showdown here on PTR TV on the iRacing Esports Network. If you're not subscribed to the iRacing Esports Network that you're watching right now, of course, you want to hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't checked us out, primetimeracing.tv, check us out for our content on that channel. So again, an exciting night of racing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed calling it out here in the booth here tonight. It's Corey Silva and Brandon Krutz here on the iRacing Esports Network signing out. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a great night. We'll catch you next time, everybody.